the cinematic part, the décollé with the text and the moving and the... Okay, lesson number 1 done. I have 10 more minutes until lesson number 2. That one was with a guy who is called Eric, and he's more of a friend than a student now. We've done a few lessons together and we just chat really, which is why you probably saw no teaching going on, because with him we just have a chat and catch up. We've both got YouTube channels, and we both talk about YouTube, so that's really cool. And yeah, I've got 10 minutes now, and then I've got another article. I thought I'd do a little bit more of... I'm aware that my videos so far have been relatively repetitive and monotonous. I've got a cold today, I don't know why. But I didn't want them to continue just being me sitting down and doing that. Obviously, I don't really want them to be... They're not really about my daily life. Really, they're more about the pen testing and the journey through that. But that being said, I want to make them more engaging and more exciting for people. So I'm doing a little bit more of a video log today than just an entry. So today I woke up, I had a lesson at 8 with Eric, another lesson now with Alexandre, and I'll see you after. I'm sure you do. What speakers do you use? Are you very like specific with only using certain speakers, or do you use any speakers for like in your house, for example? Okay, morning lessons done. That guy was really interesting. He was an acoustic and vibrations technician. Now, I didn't know that existed, and he was telling me, I was just so interested and needed to know everything about him, and I asked him I was like, do you have some crazy speaker set up in your house? And obviously, being an acoustic technician, he was like, yeah, I do. And he told me that he had this system in his house where there were speakers dotted around, so it was called homogeneous sound. So anywhere that you go in the house, you would have the exact same audio experience. So there was no bits where it would drop out, no bits where it sounded like it was coming. Even in the toilet, you open the door in the toilet and the toilet was all brought to the exact same level. So it was like the entire place was just one big speaker, and like the walls were doing it. How fucking cool. So yeah, anyway, 2 lessons down. That's my morning lessons done. Now I'm gonna go get ready for the day and start my start my studying, and I'll talk through a little bit about my first lab experience as well, which is really cool. Okay, so today is day 41, and I am changing house, which I do probably every 2 weeks. I'm going to be going to my girlfriend's house, so I'm doing my usual packing up of everything into my bag, and then going to be getting the train in a bit. And you know what I'm thinking? Today is probably the first day that I'm going to have a day off. I've got lots of things to do, and I need to get a train in a few hours, and so I'm not just going to try and bother fitting it all into one. I'm going to pack, and then I'm just going to chill out for a bit before my train. So I may do a little bit on the train itself, but nothing too tiresome, that's for sure. So I'm looking forward to that, and yeah, I'll just run you through a quick overview of how the lab went, because that was super exciting. I'll do a little bit about the EJPT, the E-Learning Junior Penetration Testing course. It's a bit of a mouthful. So far I'm on, well, I'll show you how it's broken up here, look. Here you can see how I keep all my notes. It's currently, let me drag that across. There you go. So you can see here, I've got my notes for everything on here. EJPT, and they're broken up into part 1, which is prerequisites, part 2, programming, and part 3, penetration testing. So I'm currently on the prerequisites. The introduction was a lot of stuff which I knew from the A+, which I was really happy about. A lot of the networking was stuff I knew from the A+ as well, but there was a lot of it. And then the third part is the web applications. I'm really excited for that because I haven't done much web application testing or knowledge about how it all works, so I'm really excited for that. And then number 4, penetration testing, I'll quickly go through so you can see what are in the other sections. Programming, I haven't obviously done any of these yet, but we have the introduction to programming, C++, Python, command line scripting, and then penetration testing, we have all of these ones. So this is a course which is designed for juniors, obviously, people who are learning. So what's cool about it is that it has both a course, so it has slides and videos. It has, well, if you get the full package, that is, it gets the exam itself, which has a lifetime expiration, so you can use it whenever. And it also has labs. So the labs are what was really made it interesting for me. It's what not every course has, and it's 100% practical based exam, and it comes, the one I got comes with 60 hours in the labs. So it is amazing to be doing the first thing after, especially having done the A+ and spent the last 40 days, well no, that's not true, I started this a few days ago, having spent the last month doing very theoretical stuff and not necessarily practical, and then straight from day 1 of this course you're learning and then you're doing a lab, a practical hands-on. So the first lab I did was HTTP traffic sniffing, which was very simple. You just set up Wireshark, you see the difference between intercepting packets from HTTPS or to HTTP and HTTPS. You type in, so you connect to the lab through a VPN, and then you connect to 2 web servers, one of which is HTTP, the other one is HTTPS, and you type in usernames and passwords in both of them, and then you pull up the packets from Wireshark, and then you can see in the HTTP, you can see clear text, you can see what you put in. So that's when I instantly was like, got my dad in, I was like, Dad, have a go at this, and then from there you can see what they've typed in essentially. So that was really cool, really satisfying after, because I mean, this is when my journey started about 41 days ago to really hard studying, but it was about 2 months prior to that I'd started really getting considering pen testing and starting to think about this. So for the last 3 months it's been this big thing that I'm heading towards, but I've not done any of it, and now, even if it was basic, just doing the beginning stuff was so fun and enjoyable and satisfying, and yeah, I'm really happy that I did the A+ to help understand everything, but effectively that made this even more satisfying, because when I was actually doing the first thing in the lab after so long, it felt amazing. So that was number 1. Number 2, the lab was find a secret server. So that was where you saw the routing tables, and you connected to the lab as always, and it updates your routing tables. There's 2 servers which you can connect to normally because you can route. They're in the routing table, and there's one which you cannot connect to that they show you is on the network somewhere, but you just don't have it set up. So they say go have a go at it first before you look at the solutions. So I started playing around. I mean, I had no idea what I was doing, or I understood that I had to add whatever the IP address of that server, which was hidden, secret. I needed to add it into the routing table, but I didn't know. I'd never done that before. I was just using the help page of the root command. So played around, didn't manage to get it. I felt like I was really close, and in hindsight I was really close, but what I was doing was I was using the root with the net switch, and what that meant was that I was trying to add
because that's the example that they give you in the bottom of it, was just root net and then adding a network in. So I was adding an individual IP address into this network switch, which obviously meant that it said the network was not found, because it was trying to add there is a switch if you want to do that, just add one IP address and not an entire network, which is root host. So after having looked at the solution, I realised that that was literally the only thing, is that one of the words was host, not net, and then what I tried and tested, what I tried to kind of trial and error, would have worked. So that was really cool and just amazing, because I kind of got into this whole thing because I was doing a command injection, blindly following command injection months ago, before I understood anything, and I saw that blacklisting certain commands would stop people from doing certain command injections, and I was thinking, and then the course talked you through about how you can get around that, and I was thinking, wow, this is like an escape room, this is like a problem, like a puzzle, and I love escape rooms, I love problem solving, it's like my biggest thing. That's the whole reason why I got into this, and so now, after months, to be doing things like this in the labs was so cool. And to finally, I feel like I've got a long way to go before I'm anywhere near the point where I understand things well enough that I can just, that the problem isn't the tech, the problem is actually, okay, this is the specific problem, so why is this not working? And not just, oh, I don't know how to use this command, or I don't know if I'm typing that in right, or I can't copy that file to that directory because I have to change directory and then change back in again. So once those skills are there, I'm super excited. I'm so excited to be able to have that level of fluency with Kali Linux and just with the systems in general, that I can be able to look at it as a problem from the problem's sake and not from the tech and IT sake. So that was number 2, and lab number 3 was tough. Lab number 3 was data exfiltration. Again, I gave it a go beforehand. I gave it, it says you connect to the lab, you then connect to a Windows remote desk inside of the lab, a remote desktop, you connect to that. In there you have to try and find a file, which didn't take very long, a file called credentials, and then you need to find out what ports are open so that you can exfiltrate the data out, but there is a firewall. So you can't exfiltrate the data out on any port, you have to do it on one of the ports which is already open. So you had to find out different ways that you could find that it was open, one of them being if you're testing for DNS, which is what I'd been hinted at. They told me beforehand, try looking at DNS, UDP 4053. So DNS, in that case, you change on the remote desktop, you change the DNS server to the Kali Linux machine, and you send requests, and you see if you receive requests on your Kali Linux machine, then that means that port 53, UDP port 53 is open. So from there you can start to, okay, now I know that port 53 is open, and I know that I've got the data on one computer, how do I get it to the other computer using DNS? And that's where Packet Whisper, which is this tool which will packet a file into DNS requests that are, I can't remember this, steganography, that might be wrong, steganography, I'm pretty sure it is, where you hide plain text, or you hide it into a file or a request, or an image it could be. Again, I'm just getting started with all of this, so people are probably going to be watching this thinking, what the hell is this guy? He has no idea what he's talking about, and I don't, but that's fine. I'm just doing this to kind of bring everyone along with it, with me as I go through this huge learning curve. But so Packet Whisper sends it all out, and that was it. So that was generally how you did it. And I'm just so happy at the moment, because it's all hands-on, it's all doing things, I'm enjoying it, I can see why this is going to be good, I'm even more motivated than I was at the beginning. I'm looking at tweets from, was it Jason Haddix? I can't remember, I think it was Jason Haddix, about how hacking has been one of the best things in his life, and I feel like I'm heading towards that direction. I'll talk in another video about what my plans are down the line, but just really, really happy, and I thought I'd run everyone through my first lab experience as a very junior hacker, and just seeing how it was and sharing that with everyone. So that is all of it. I'm now going to go and play some video games, actually, and then I'm going to for a while either. And then I am going to, that's it really, I'm not going to do anything else for the rest of the day. I'm just going to listen to my book, Harry Potter, and then I will probably edit this video on the train. So, thank you for joining me again. Today's been a good day. Good lessons, good unpacking. I'm about to go and play COD and not do work, and I've got a train to go see my girlfriend in the evening, so super cool. And I will see you in the next one.